Hello everyone, and this is a retelling of the anime Mage Healer. I want to tell you that the moments without cuts will be on my Patreon. By subscribing to Patreon, you can get your name in the credits at the end of the video, or choosing an anime for the next recap. So, our bro Gega wakes up after a crazy hookah session with the buddies. They call him Kiaru. That's him. Well, work needs to be done, so he went to collect apples. One of the apples hypnotized him, and off he went. Through the forest in an unclear way. Dueling. And he was where an elf emerges. A fake BC Kiesesti, Chugua giving him a kiss on the eye, bestows upon him the vision of the future where he learns that he's with a bunch of some in this sea. The guys began to fight the demon lord, but they all lost, and on the way to this, they endured a lot of torment. When he saw this, he realized what he had to do: prepare for the torments. To start, he practiced resisting berries. And when that very Babencia who wants to take him into the hero's squad came to their village, his his mark on the hand lit up. He looked at how strong the path was. He made the local king, who selects heroes to defeat the trees. After assessing his strength, he went to rest quietly. But here, not in vain, while he was making plans, a maid came to him who wanted something from him, and she wanted to illuminate herself with magical energy. And then he did what he came to this castle for. They brought him in. There he healed people and felt all their pain which they received during injuries. But despite this, absorbing all their life experience and became stronger, they brought him tea. But he completely forgot that his visions in this castle were tossed back and forth, and they engaged in fierce physical training with him. Cool. Found the form of see, his face changed. Then they added another bread knower to the tea, from which the dude just lost his memory and sat there, amazed by the savage gymnastics. Exercises. But at times, when more than gymnastics was needed, the princess would come to him so he could continue healing people. Thanks to thanks to which, well, he kept gathering all sorts of abilities. After all, he gained all the abilities to who he cures, not just physically but magically too. And he secretly harbored resentment towards the princess, who even managed to do so in a moment. To feel. But here's the pity: turns out Kiara managed to escape, and unfortunately he was being watched. To share all the details, the night catcher Yaru went to the princess's room. But this turned out to be a knight's move, and it was Kiara himself, transformed into the very paladin. That's when he'll remind the princess, Yushi, Teibe Chief Wayside USNB, all the tough cyber sports, and for starters, he decided to count her fingers. The girl agreed, but the dude mercilessly began to break these fingers one by one. Just recounted the whole hand. And then he healed himself. Such pain was simply unbearable. Then she decided to rigorously engage in gymnastics with him. Who wants to see the full uncensored version? Head over to my Patreon via the link in the description. But she realized it was better to just do gymnastics than to fry pancakes, and the next morning she woke up and was not scared at all. What a twist. And he tells her they've been a couple for a long time. You're alive and you don't even recognize me as your husband. Well, she, having lost her memory, looks at him, seems handsome, and says, "Oh, you're my beloved." Of course, and I recognize you, but he just grins. However, they headed to the desert. Now, the next victim at the doorstep of our main hero, Kiara, is another princess, actually, who was coming. He did receive in the battle with the demon lord with his squad, in which our guy participated, who was kind of the local chemist. But in reality, it was a toy for tough split stretches, for club hit training, and for harsh wrestling moves. But upon arriving at the local inn with his friend, they sat down to feast their journey on the stairs. Kiara started drinking some water and realized it was poisoned, and that basically all the locals drink this water. This isn't right. He purified his water, realizing it could be put to good use, offered it to a local merchant, so that he would purify water for him, and in return, he would get paid. And this was Igor Negoda with you. Which mage healer sin? And pay. Kiara decided to thoroughly cleanse the money, and our protagonist couldn't find a better way to launder money than by not going Ipesti, Mesa Delicti, and to buy himself a Ruby. He eventually found some she-wolf who growls and snarls, sickly and half dead. He bought it. When he perceived, he decided that the mage healer struck her, and he might heal her. As he was healing her, he saw how her beautiful, sweet childhood turned into a nightmare, so he hit her hard in that and holy water so she recovers faster. She got better. To make her snap at him less, Kiara built her a morning bridge so her back wouldn't hurt in the morning. In his own way, he presented the theory to her that she's like an empty glass, so this glass needs to be filled and then she'll be stronger. Well, this girl just decided to go all out and fill herself a full glass. She even decided to fill that glass from all sides. Well, and Kiara decided to help her. Wei-Sin, he likes to fill glasses, and then they went hunting for bandits who spoiled the tree water. And our Geist jumped out, jumped on these nesters and got ripped. Just like that, with his left hand, they found the dinosaur poisoning the water and purified it. Of course, not for free. After such success, it's only right to squat very hard on the spot. Because the physical education is everything to us. Meanwhile, the king is still searching for our healing mage who has disappeared somewhere. And he sits on the beach helping girls rub their backs, because why are they so poor without a rubbed back? Wow, you can really burn out accidentally, but when they were walking through the courtyard, they saw a person hunting owls. In the year when Kiara recognized him, he learned a lot of various information. And as they proceed, another super mega heroine attacks them. Kiara could never have expected there to be so many in this city. Eventually, he defeated her thanks to the knowledge he accumulated from various nights. When Sei woke up, she realized it was that very guy who had treated her in the castle, and he decided to enchant her completely in all places, after which they gathered outside for a family dinner, and then and in their city, there began a few refusals from the residents of our main hero's city. Then he decided to take cover by taking the Yaga, who tried to watch over them. And stole one of the soldiers, said he had found out some info, and he almost died, passed on where he would be located, and found out that apparently the soldiers had stolen him. The village mother, when the paladin arrived for the meeting, it turned out that Kiara had disguised himself as this man, healed the paladin, and found out that the paladin had attacked his village. And intensely practiced yoga with his mother, so he decided to turn her into a woman so that men and bodybuilders could also practice yoga with him. But when he came to the church, it was too late, for the mother was gone and she could not be returned to anyone. He was fascinated by such magic, so he decided to seriously get into esports. Meanwhile, the nasty queen is coming up with more plans to catch up with Kiara, and he was horrified when he realized that she was following him to get a drink. And there says he tiasi lite, because he remembered his past as if it wasn't harsh with him. We're having fun. Therefore, during the execution itself, he came there and decided to jump into the rental center and kill all the guards. Well, and also, so to speak, to set things straight. The confusion, they brought up a hologram. Princesses, but only the one who is in Kiara's team. And they said, people, stop being slaves, let's fight. But the happy people rose and went to fight the locals. This is near the god. Eventually, they arrive in an unusual city. A city full of damn monsters that have managed to live together with humans. With people, they decided to go to the local bar to eat the local pork because they were hungry after the journey. There they noticed that people had started working together with demons and feed them with their bird, covered in blood. And when a girl joined them, Kia realized she was the very demon lord they encountered with his squad. And by the stats it was evident I don't stir up trouble. In his eyes, although he had a trained eye, he offered her his protection. From something, Siba understood again that he knew he was complete. But he says she needs to be a protector. And the defense proposal, as always, was everything she basically does not refuse because a flock of rams attacked her, in which the couple wins with just one touch. Basically, he says he's seen the future, that he's a healer mage who was going with a group. He looked at her and offered to do some gymnastics filming. She declined at first, but the next morning she wakes up and there's just a gymnastics company. Everyone in such poses. Trying to bridge goes in the kiss, breathed an age, she bridge goes into a split. She's shocked, but says she's also trained in gymnastics. Kiara reached out his hand to her to choke together with gymnastics, but she refused. Next, teach the girls to stretch well. He decided to come and finish off this rant. In general, he hypnotized him with his gimmick and off went that sheep into the forest, and after such successful missions, they need to improve their team's gear, so he came together in business and buy her a new magic wand. But it was bad and Kiara improved it. The merchant, seeing his knowledge, decided to buy up all his improved magical floors. Then into this kingdom of the state, came the very princess who was chasing Kiara, not alone, but with a team of her colleagues. As Kiara walked behind her, he realized he had been dusted for days. Alcon, miss. At this time, trade relations with Dark were progressing well, but then he slipped up, saying that something in their area lately. In the region, girls are going missing, and Kiara remembered that one of them, the princess, liked to lure girls into her secret gardens, so she couldn't think of anything better than to turn into a girl herself. In general, went out that night, this poor guy, defenseless, and then he was caught in a trap and some guys got him. But Kiara wasn't interested in these guys, he was hunting for something else. It's fishy. So, quickly finished and started walking. He went to the bar and started. And I want to gradually get drunk with Eldar, this weed that poisons him. While she was carrying him, some thug attacked her. She dropped our crap hero and he had to open up his store and hit the guy. Basically, he got knocked out a second time, tied up, and it seemed like they were about to do something weird to him, but the girl realized that our MC banana, and she doesn't like that. Which is why Kiara left her with the bodybuilders for them to Nepeidis Mite Yueshi. They were swinging together at the gym. And at the market, standing behind the tomatoes, he met that very Falcon who had spotted our hero from afar, so he needed to get stronger and he activated. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one. Stronger. And then there's the demoness who seemed to freeze up. And then the local princess appeared who organized a fashion show. Pretend that you subtitles by Dima Torzok are infected, so everyone needs to be eliminated. And so, Yara saw through the window how his body, the merchant, met his demise. Everyone he holds dear keeps dying, but he thought, why spare this whole world, and just went nuts and killed all the gods. By activating his super tough hand, entered the princess's room and just plucked out Hawkeye's eye. Biade Tishisiasiese left him without an eye, such a pity. First, he decided to toughen up her abs with yoga and then slapped her to make sure she was in her senses. She did, and then they started practicing the lyre together with her sister through yoga, and finally, he decided to erase her memory so she wouldn't remember she wanted to kill him. Now in his crew, there is there are two sisters, a wolf, a fox, and everyone he needs, and he can continue on his way, carrying out their vengeance. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Make sure to check out my Patreon, where there will be an uncensored full version of this anime.